Hey friends, recently I did a demo of the Famous Phil X model, and at the start of it I was holding this guitar, and you all asked, or lots of you asked, a little bit more about this and if I could do a demo of this, the PRS SE Torero. So that's what's coming up today. So this guitar I bought way back. They originally came out in 2010 and were a 25th anniversary celebration for PRS. And PRS had not that long anyway, been in the Far East and making these at World Musical Instruments in Korea. Let me just check that. That's right, it's built by World Musical Instruments in Korea. And this is under license for PRS guitars. Serial number K06101. So I bought this because I was a real rocker and I loved rocking out, and my bands were mainly hard rock and heavy rock bands. And this was the ideal guitar for me. I've always loved PRS guitars, and the fact that this was the first one that came with a Floyd Rose and also came with the EMGs. You've got the 81 in the bridge and the EMG 85 in the neck. Really, really beautiful active pickups. There's the battery compartment on the back, along with the nicely, beautifully recessed control compartment, and I always take off the spring compartment because it allows easy quick access when you want to do a guitar setup. So it comes with the Floyd Rose 1000 system, which is probably the best at the time of the export original Floyd Roses, and it is an original Floyd Rose with Floyd Rose locking nut as well. And these are PRS tuners on this. The construction is actually through neck. It's a maple neck right the way through the body, and then the wings that are attached are mahogany wings, and it's got an ebony fretboard without any markers on it at all, but there are easy to follow dot markers on the neck binding. It's got a body binding, and this is a proper binding as opposed to a faux binding. On top of the maple through neck and mahogany wings, there is a maple veneer. So when these originally came out in 2010, they were only available in two colours. You could get cherry red and this charcoal colour. And I went to GAC in Brighton and tried out about 4 of these things and absolutely fell in love with this. The neck through, the fact that it was a PRS, and I've always loved PRS guitars. Thing I didn't know at the time, and in fact, I hadn't even noticed until I looked up the specs on these. I thought this was the standard PRS 25-inch scale. It's not, it's a Fender 25.5-inch scale. So that was a bit of a surprise for me. Originally when they came out, they were meant to be a halfway house, a celebration halfway house between the American standard line guitars and the Korean flagship models. So this was the very first through neck, right the way through neck, that PRS created, certainly in the Far East. And it still feels very much like a PRS. It's not dissimilar in weight and feel to the 24, custom 24 that I have. But I absolutely loved this guitar when I first got it, and I still love it, don't get me wrong. I just don't really play that style of music too often. But as you'll see today, probably no clean demos. We are doing most of the demo work today through the Vox Valvetronic. Which is the amp I had at the time that I bought this guitar. But I will put it through the Axe effects for you as well. And why not? We may as well put it through the Marshall too while we're at it, put it through its proper paces. When I originally bought this, it was only just out and I paid 799 UK pounds and 99 pence. So it was pretty much 800 pounds, which is around, I think at the time that I bought it was about 1200 US dollars. The exchange rate is a little better in the dollar favor now, so it would be closer to about 900 to 1000 US dollars. The finishing on it is superb. I actually like the flat top on this. It was very reminiscent for me of the Jackson Soloist style tops that I had on my Jackson Soloist. And the action is most certainly among the lowest on any guitar that I've got. It's really, I would say, if it's a millimeter, it may be a hair under at the 12th fret. So this really is nicely set up. The relief is perfect. And this is exactly how it was set up when I bought it. The only thing I've ever done with this guitar is change the strings. The Floyd Rose over time, 9 years old now, has started, believe it or not, to rust a little, and I need to do a bit of TLC on this to bring it back to life. But it's been really great to get this guitar out and have a bit of a shred on it today. or the best I can do of a shred anyway. I'm not really a shred meister. But yeah, I really, really love this guitar. I'll give you some close-up photographs as well, so that you can see just how nice this maple veneer is, and also so that you can see just how beautifully the guitar is set up. The only other issue that I have with it is that it's the screw-in style Floyd Rose rather than the Floyd Rose, the push-in, which means that it does loosen pretty much as soon as you've played it a couple of times. That loosens off. It's not going to do it now that I've said that. Well, it kind of is, but you get a little bit of play in that Floyd Rose. Not quite as good as the top end American Floyd Rose, but it was, at the time of making, it was the best one that they could offer in the Far East. Obviously, the usual micro tuners at the back end of the Floyd. The truss rod cover is at the top, but I've never needed to get that open and use it. And as I say, the active EMGs have got incredible sustain. This really is a rock out beast. I'm going to go as far as to say that it's not far off the Phil-X Framus in terms of its sustain and the fact that it's a rock beast. And that is why I held this one at the start of the Phil-X Framus guitar demo video, because it was the closest thing that I have to the Phil-X model. I really hope you like this guitar. I love it, and I hope you like this idea of doing a series of guitars that I haven't shown you, of my own. And I'll do a few more for you if this proves popular. I've got quite a number of guitars that I'd love to show you, but this is the first one, bought about 10 years ago, 10 years ago, and it is the PRS SE Torero. Let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. If you've enjoyed this, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and why not even share it with your friends or put it on a playlist. If you haven't already, it can't hurt to subscribe, and don't forget to click that bell icon to get notified when I upload videos, which is usually twice a week. It's really fun doing this for you guys, and I really hope you've had as much fun as I have. As always, I'll be back soon, but in the meantime, you take good care.